Children, today I will discuss the chemical properties of metals. Yesterday I have gone through the physical properties with comparison of non-metals with metals. It is okay. And today we will discuss chemical properties of metals. The first reaction of metals with air means the first property we will go through, that is reaction of metal with air. You know, air is the mixture of nitrogen and oxygen mainly, and nitrogen is not easily reacting gas, but oxygen reacts with the metal. So usually metal reacts with air, with oxygen, and forms their oxides. So let you all see here, when this copper reacts with oxygen, it gives cupric oxide. Aluminium reacts with oxygen, it gives aluminium oxides. Magnesium reacts with oxygen, it gives magnesium oxides. Means metals when reacts with air, means reacts with oxygen present in air, they provides usually oxides. It is okay. But you know, children, you will be studying in higher classes. But I am telling you here, alkali metals, the metals of first group, lithium, sodium, potassium, likewise, are very reactive metals, and these metals can form three different type of oxides: monoxide, and superoxide, peroxide. So ultimately in class 11 the detail of these superoxide and peroxide will be studied. Okay, but here you have to go through only the formation of oxides. Now the reactive metals, sodium, potassium, calcium, these are easily reacting with the oxygen and forming their oxides. So the reactivity of different metal are different with oxygen. This is the point, means reactivity of different metals are different with oxygen. It is okay. Let you see why it is so. Sodium and potassium. Sodium and potassium, these are highly reactive metals, react so vigorously that they catch fire if they kept in open atmosphere. It is okay. So sodium and potassium are kept immersed in kerosene oil. Usually this is the question asked in your examination. Why we keep sodium potassium metals immersed in kerosene oil? So your simple answer should be, due to highly reactive nature, means among all the metals, the reactivity of sodium and potassium is the highest, and they react vigorously in open atmosphere, catches fire, because the reaction of formation of oxide is exothermic. It is okay. Metal when reacts with oxygen, they form metal oxides, and this metal oxide immediately catches fire due to released heat. So children, next point is surface of magnesium, aluminum, zinc and lead metals. Usually you are observing that the metal surface is covered with a thin layer of oxides. Why it is so? Because the aluminum metal, magnesium metal, zinc metal, these metals are reactive towards the atmospheric air, oxygen. It is okay. So there is the formation of metal oxide, and that metal oxide is making a coating over the outer surface. So this is usually observed on the metal surface of aluminum, zinc, lead, magnesium, etc. Next point, metal oxides are basic. This is a very good point. Children, usually the metal oxides are basic in nature, means not acidic, these are basic. But very few metal oxides like aluminum oxides are amphoteric in nature. Do you know the amphoteric nature? Amphoteric means the nature of basic as well as acidic both. Means aluminum oxide, Al2O3. Already you have been prepared here. Means 4Al plus 3O2 gives 2Al2O3, 2Mg plus O2, 2MgO, 2Cu plus O2, 2CuO. These are the chemical reactions. But when this aluminum reacts with oxygen forms aluminum oxide, this oxide of aluminum is amphoteric, means it acts both as a base as a acid. So you see here, already you know through the study of previous chapter, neutralization reaction. When acid reacts with water, there is the formation of salt and water, you know. When acid reacts with the base, then there is the formation of salt and water. So Al2O3 when reacts with HCl, HCl is the strong acid, hydrochloric acid. So Al2O3 acting as a base here, and there is the formation of salt, means twice AlCl3 aluminum trichloride, this is a salt, and 3H2O, this is a water, means here aluminum oxide acting as a base. But in the second reaction, Al2O3 plus twice NaOH gives twice NaAlO2 plus H2O. Ultimately you are seeing here twice NaOH, means Al2O3 is reacting with NaOH2 and forming salt and water, means here the behavior of Al2O3 goes up to acidic. Ultimately Al2O3 behaves as an acid as well as a base, means this behavior is considered to be the amphoteric character. It is no. So now the second reaction, second property, reaction of metal with water. Very simple. When magnesium, sodium, potassium and other metals react with water, they form respective oxide and releases hydrogen with energy, means heat bhi nikalti, the reaction will be always exothermic. Very common example, magnesium when treated with water, it gives magnesium oxide and hydrogen gas, and there will be release of temperature, means heat. Overall these reactions are exothermic. When heat is released during any reaction, the reaction will be considered to be the exothermic reaction. But when this magnesium oxide further treated with water, it gives magnesium hydroxide, and this is a base, a strong base. Children, I am giving you the tips to remember you. At very first, sodium, potassium and calcium, these are the reactive metals, and these react with cold water, means there is no need of initiation of heat to complete the reaction, means already these metals are highly reactive. So that's why sodium, potassium, calcium, etc., magnesium, even magnesium too, can react with cold water, normal water at room temperature. But here aluminum, iron and zinc, these metals are not reacting with cold water, means there must be a high temperature, means aluminum, iron and zinc treated with either are superheated steam at high temperature, only then they form hydroxide or derivatives, whatever they gives. Lead, copper, silver and gold have no reaction with water normally. So these are considered to be the least reactive. Aluminum, iron and zinc mild reactive, and sodium, potassium, calcium, these are the highly reactive metals that they react with cold water. Aluminum, iron and zinc react with water in the steam state, superheated steam, and lead, copper, silver, gold, etc. Have no reaction with water. So children, one very special thing I am going to discuss on you. When calcium and magnesium treated directly to the water, these metals, calcium and magnesium, dissolve in water. So immediately there will be the reaction between calcium and magnesium. They are forming their respective oxide and hydroxide, and releases hydrogen gas. So that hydrogen bubble off. It is okay, and that vigorous formation of hydrogen bubbling, making the bubbles inside the water. So the strips of these metals, calcium, granules of calcium, strips of magnesium will also float over at the surface of water, and these metals are floating throughout the water. Okay? So ultimately you have gone through the reaction, second property, reaction of metals with water, and these are some common reactions. You go through and practice more and more. When twice Na reacts with 2H2O, these are balanced reaction. There is the formation of the strong base twice NaOH H2, and there is delta. Delta indicates the heat. Means all these reactions are exothermic. When calcium treated with water, it gives calcium hydroxide, hydrogen and temperature. Same fashion magnesium. But here aluminum and iron treated with superheated steel means this is delta. Delta indicates the temperature. It is okay. Means most reactive metals are sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, etc. And that's where these metals react easily with water, with cold water, with normal water. But aluminum, iron and zinc reacts with superheated steel, and even lead, copper, silver, gold have no reaction at any temperature, means water have no reaction with these iron metals. So ultimately today I have discussed chemical properties in two reactions, reaction of metal with air and reaction of metal with water. Children, you go through and practice more and more. Next we will discuss in tomorrow. Thank you. Have a nice day.